Peace, Queen Episode here to align those chakras. Sorry for the delay on the video making, but I do really want to stress that all of these videos for me have been helping me transition myself. So with each video, with each form of information that I present to you guys about chakras, Spirit has been putting me through it. Like, yeah, you want to talk about these things? Let's make sure you on top of that shit too. So, obviously I've been spending years analyzing, understanding chakras, and I've developed this perspective that has allowed me to do energy healing for people, or to be able to analyze like how people speak and how the way someone speaks says a lot about how they feel, who they are, and what they're going through. And a lot of people tend to not look so deep into words, but words are spells. Words are spells, and you have to be very, very careful and cautious about how you use words and how you express yourself, because you can be setting yourself back or you can be setting yourself forward. And it's very crucial that we pay attention to how we speak and understand that the spirit controls the mind does not control the spirit. So one way to understand that you are allowing your mind to be over control of you, you have no control over how you speak to yourself or how you speak about yourself. And same goes about other people. Now, the reason why I want to stress this so much is because especially in English language, we have been taught how to utilize certain words in multiple different ways, and the tones and the definitions behind these words do highly affect who we are and how we manifest and what we are creating in our lives every day. I do not say good morning. Do not ask me to say good morning, because I am not mourning anything. Grand rising. I will say rising, happy solar return. We have to start speaking in a more positive perspective and stop allowing what was taught to us to be the only thing we understand. We have to take the initiative to go beyond what we understand and always reach out and try to learn more on our own. And I say this because learning based off of someone else will always in some way keep you back, which is why you should always take what someone says with a grain of salt, because it's your journey, it's your process. There's no such thing as right or wrong. It's about what you create as right or wrong, and if you even believe in creating a wrong. Because to me, I always say, either you win or you learn. There's no such thing as losing. There's no such thing as failing. There's such thing as hitting rock bottom, but it's just balance. We need the balance. We need to know what the worst feels like in order to enjoy the beauty, the amazing. So it has nothing to do with ever looking at anything in life in a negative perspective. And this is a big thing about exiting the matrix. It's about learning how to create your own reality and understanding and trusting that your reality is yours. Therefore, no one in your reality truly exists. They are just reflections and projections of yourself and of your self lessons, your self definition. Whatever it is a reflection. And it's also not always going to be 100%, because sometimes you will grow, but your reality isn't ready to match what you believe in yet, because the universe and your spirit guides have to make sure that you are sure before they change anything in your life. Because if they change it and then you're not ready or you're not there yet, it would all have been for nothing, because then you won't appreciate it. So some people are fortunate to receive things even though they haven't gotten to that space yet, and that's also okay too, because everyone's journey is different. And we can't judge, we can't place any type of our own perspective onto others' lives. So even when I'm doing these videos, even when I, for those that follow me on Instagram, I don't do this to tell you what to do or how to live your life. I'm just telling you what works for me, what works for my journey. And that's why I love Ralph Smart and, Infinite Water so much, because he always says what I learned on my journey. Because all you can do is use other people's experiences to better your own, but never use someone else's opinion, someone else's perspective to recreate your own. You should always go with what you love, what you feel, what you understand. Unless you are in a perspective or a position where you understand that where you are right now is no longer serving your highest good. And that's when it's definitely okay to reach out to others, to seek out others, or to get a new perspective, to shift how your perspective is. Never adapt someone else's perspective. Just use their perspective to shift your own and to mold it and create it into whatever you want. That's up to you. So this video is about the throat chakra. It's about how we can start moving forward and becoming more expressive and understanding the true definition of blue and speaking and expression. So I do love going over the notes just because I don't want to miss anything. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. Blue connects you with the divine, and it is the color that we all associate with heaven. Blue is also at the cooler end of the spectrum, where things slow down, allowing you to take time to be still and to listen to your own voice, to listen to the stillness within and to express what needs to be expressed. In Buddhist philosophy, blue is the color of pure mind, the mind that is uncluttered by thought. In stillness, you can find pure mind. Blue energy is a guiding energy, enabling you to find a sense of faith and trust. So for me, this is my journey. I'm Pleiadian, and this is a blue constellation. It's a blue star. It's a blue, collective of stars. And the color of this constellation is blue. So my journey on this planet has to do about helping people with this. And it's also a learning journey for me, because as I teach you guys, as I go over these things again, I'm also helping myself. I'm also reteaching myself. I'm never closed off to being a student. And that's what all teachers need to have. You have to also remember to be a student. And also, it's okay to not have anything be perfect. Everything's not always going to be perfect. It's about imperfection. So on a physical level, blue relates to the throat, the esophagus, the thyroid gland, the neck, cervical spine, mouth, teeth, and jaw. Some gifts are resonant voice, healthy thyroid gland, excellent metabolism, strong in the upper body, flexible neck, and good oral health. Speaking of oral health, stop using toothpaste. Make your own, thanks. Some challenges are a hyperthyroid, stiff neck, jaw problems, lethargy, strep infections, tooth and gum problems, hearing loss, tinnitus, and toxicity into the body. On a mental level, blue is an energy of symbolic thinking. We use symbols to express something, as in an object, a concept, a feeling. Symbols are the building blocks of communication and consciousness. Throat chakra color blue connects to the material and the symbolic. So some gifts of the mental space is going to be clear communication, excellent listener, symbolic thinking, great rhythm as far as dancing, singing, and composing music. Some challenges is going to be poor communication, inability to think abstractly and use symbolic thinking, interrupting others, poor rhythm, tone more on the deaf spectrum, and weak voice. On an emotional level, blue is the color of peace and tranquility. The gift of this throat color is that you are at peace with expressing yourself and also with listening to others. You realize that to listen to another being is a great gift for both of you. Now, some gifts on an emotional level is peaceful and calm, able to listen to others, think before speaks, creativity flows with ease, access the surface of flow, the state of flow, sensitive to others, friendly and open. Some challenges is that you're introverted, you're shy, poor listener, anxious and nervous, restless, sending sending mixed messages, lying, yelling, and verbally abusing, dominating conversation, gossiping. And on a spiritual level, the spiritual aspect of throat chakra is creativity and connection with the divine. The developmental tasks of the throat chakra are creative expression, communication skills, and symbolic abstract thinking. Some gifts on a spiritual level is awareness of subtle energies, congruent, connected to deeper parts of self, truthful, pure, living in truth, expressing the spirit within. Some challenges are blocked connection with the inner spirit, unable to sense energies, not living an authentic life, and blocked creativity. Now, I know we say that the sacral chakra is where the creativity lies, but our creativity is not only just connected to the sacral. We also are able to do a lot of forms of expression through our throat chakra as well. So we also can't shun out the throat chakra when it comes to expression, or in general when it just comes to communication, because a lot of us are struggling with how we speak, how we express who we are, and that's where things get deeper, versus the sacral chakra is more like the type of things you create. The throat chakra is more about who you are, who you are, and what you're supposed to do with your mission. You know, things that are more personal level of who you are. You know, whether it's like the things you wear, or just the things that you allow people to see about who you are. And it takes a lot for us to get our throat chakras balanced, because it takes a lot of surrendering. It takes a lot of trying to understand who you really are and what you're meant to do on this planet. And it takes a lot of acceptance, which is really hard for a lot of people, because it takes healing a lot of very traumatic experiences. It takes healing your ego and really tearing it down, so that it's very balanced and in a place where you're open to other people, you're open to your experience, you're open to even hearing yourself out, you know, how you speak to yourself, what you do with yourself. And it's okay to not always have this balance, because, you know, like I said, we always have layers to the things that we need to heal. But what's just very important is that we all make sure that we have healthy throat chakras, because this is how we express ourselves. This is how we allow others to understand who we are. And not that we need acceptance from others, but because once you're comfortable enough to be who you are, that means you have self-acceptance, so that you automatically understand that you don't need acceptance from others. And it's very crucial that we start speaking up more and stop allowing our circumstances to break down who we are and to take away from who we are. Because growing up, we're taught that we're not allowed to speak up for ourselves, or you're being disrespectful. You're taught that by expressing your needs, your wants, your desires makes you needy or makes you too vulnerable or sensitive. But it's like, not doing that is actually settling for not having the things that you want, because sometimes it requires action, and sometimes action requires verbal communication. So we definitely want to start bringing ourselves more back into who we are, and what we desire to express, what we desire to have in our lives and create for ourselves. So I want us to get better at this, and to be more open when it comes to who we are and what we express, and understanding that people don't have to accept who we are, we have to accept who we are. And it takes a lot of throat work and a lot of hard work to bring ourselves out, and out in a way that judgmental people and even our own judgmental perspective on ourselves dissipates and no longer exists. Because how can you be exactly who you are and love exactly who you are but not express it? But this is a learning curvature, and this is probably one of the hardest the hardest ones to work on, because once everything is said and done, once everything is all healed, at the end of the day, how you express yourself is a reflection of who you are and how you feel about yourself. So I want us to start getting more positive when it comes to throat chakra and expression. That also understand that you don't only have to express yourself through creativity. There's different ways to speak about things and to be illiterate about life and about the things that you feel. The throat is how we also connect to our spirit guides, how we connect to the other side, to other parallel universes, to other beings, to whatever the case is. So the throat, the color blue, is such a powerful thing. And this is why Egyptians especially utilize blue so heavily, because they realized how important expression is and communication is, especially communication to spirits. We need to start opening up our psychic abilities more. We are all psychic. The more we open up in this area, the more we can trust our intuition, because then we start understanding what is positively affecting us and what is positively helping us drive and move forward. The more you communicate with spirit, the more you try to connect to spirit and nature, the more you understand your journey, and the more you come into yourself. Because you won't know until you speak up. You won't know until you ask. And for a long time, we've been told that we can't question God, we can't question our parents, we can't question anything. And to be honest, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. We should be able to ask questions, and you need to go into we need to go into meditation and always ask questions. Stop running away from your thoughts. Stop running away from your emotions. Run into it. Stop running away, run into it. And with that being said, I hope you guys follow and try out the 7-day vegan challenge, because realizing the real true power you have over your mind will change your life. Once you really truly understand what it means to have your spirit be in charge, to have your spirit speak, to have your higher self speak, you will feel so balanced and so amazing. Because you're finally coming into your true self, and you're finally ready to express this true self. And fasting, going vegan, vegetarian, you're allowing your body now to rid itself of all the things that don't belong there. And the more you do that, the more your mind clears. So all the people that have issues with meditation, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it is your diet. Your diet may be a huge factor in why you can't connect the way you want to. Because spirit, and on the spiritual level, when you eat meat, your spirit stinks. They know. And I didn't truly understand the definition of that until I stopped eating meat. And I started realizing I can tell when somebody eats meat, and I can tell when somebody doesn't. And I test it out by always letting the person tell me first. So with that being said, let's also work on our diets, because what we put into our body also is a huge benefactor in how we heal ourselves. Let's start looking more into Dr. Sebi with his alkaline diet. I want to see you guys do better and eat better as well. It's not just about the knowledge all the time. You also need to work on your diet too. Your diet plays a huge benefactor in how you feel and how you think and how you speak. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy summer solstice. Peace.